Oh, we got the screen thing. See the garbage in my place, in my room. Uh, right now, I don't know what to say. Of course, I gotta turn around so you can see what I look like. But of course, then I can't see what I am. See what you're seeing me. For some stupid reason that didn't go into portrait mode or front camera, normal camera. That's my heading camera. I guess the other one. Let's find out. Oh yeah, it does. There. Now you get me. So I'm going to get my little stand I created for this. Oh, I'm totally naked, so I gotta be careful. I don't want this to go X-rated. Okay, now see the camera's on the top of the screen, and it's more closer. So turn your unit upside down to make it easier. Okay. Uh, I'm not going to edit this because I do this with text because there's text bots, machines, things that can interfere with the text. But there is no such thing as a video bot. Everything you see in here is coming from me, not some other thing putting it in there. And everything that happens during this conversation I have been having is the stuff that I'm talking about. Damn spirit Nazis. I've been haunted all my life. I've been giving things to make me to fall to find love. I've never conned a woman. Every man cons a woman, unless of course the woman chooses the man. I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore. Yeah, right. That's not true. Because they rather be called dames, damsels, and anything else but a woman. A real woman. I have never met a real woman because if a real woman walked by me, of course, as you can see what I look like, no woman ever watched this piece of crap. So I never So I never been with a woman. Because who wants this? A fat slob. But I have dreams. I have dreams of being the world saying the world needs to hear my stories. But I've been putting it off, putting it off, putting it off, putting it off until today. I The Exorcist. A cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night. What is that? A hot air balloon. A hot air balloon. Can you tell me why we're not? Why do you come see dirigibles in the sky? Because the extraterrestrials has the skies to their south. Yahweh, I am Yahshua. You're in the Bible or in the Torah. It's I am Yahshua. You're what? You're extraterrestrial. What is I am the Lord thy God? King James turned I am Yahshua. You're extraterrestrial. God means extraterrestrial. He turned that. He turns a word that was supposed to be extraterrestrial. Should have been turned into nowadays would be turned into extraterrestrial. But they said, I am the Lord, thy God. Should have been said, I am the Lord, thy extraterrestrial. But no, it's Joshua. I am Yahshua. I am Yahshua. You're what? You're God? No, you're extraterrestrial. I am the Lord, thy God, is Satan. Satan. No one wants to believe that there's Satan, but there's Satan. It's Satan. You worship Satan with the Holy Ghost, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. There are three separate entities. That's three separate entities. And when you bring them together, you turn around and bring them together. As one, that one is pure evil. Look around there. It's pure evil. That entity is pure evil. That creator, you created pure evil. In other words, the three separate Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. This is how you should really say it. The Holy Ghost sent his Son to the Father's planet. The Father is See, scientists have found a flat. They found Lucy, but other archaeologists or whatever they call these people, the hunts for skulls, they found a flat face. They didn't. They were wondering what happened to the flat face. What happened is the extraterrestrial. An extraterrestrial landed on this planet, trying to wait for repairs to get off this planet, met Lucy's cousin. If you don't know who Lucy is, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go into that. But met Lucy's cousin back but now maybe 1,000 years ago or more. And of course, made the first woman. Or maybe the first man. And this first man went around, made Adam, and Adam went around getting things for the babies to pay. Then of course, what happened on the planet, on the Father's world, one person was checking the files to see what's what, see if there's a place and so they went and found out. So somebody went out and find out, and so what happened is, why the gods came. The gods came and do what they did. This was before the last ice age. This is before the flood. This was before the 20-degree tip, where where if you get sat at the north, you sat truly at the South Pole. The South Pole was not as clear of ice, was lawn. You sat at the true South Pole, facing away from the sun. You would, as the planet turns, you would be facing the sun. It was perfectly up and down, perfect. And of course, what happened? Of course, it was saying so. So you could say, so the extraterrestrials became the gods, became the gods, and they treated, and of course, the ghost. See, we Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Well, they're the Holy Ghost, but then there's ghosts. Each God. Do you believe? Okay, this is something that's saying, but hey, you believe you have a soul? Well, I believe because I am possessed by possessed by the book. If you know, you can look that word up. If you know how to spell the book, or Dibbit, that's another pronunciation. It's a Jewish word. Okay, about the Jews. I heard the scientists found not Jerusalem, but Jericho. The walls of Jericho came tumbling down. When those walls came tumbling down over 10,000 years ago. Over 10,000 years ago, those walls came tumbling down. And by the Torah, the Jews were there. But wait a minute. The Jews are not that old. 10,000 years old? No. The reason why they refused? Who was around that day was Abraham, the father of the Jews and the Arabs or whatever. Two sons. He was in Jericho when the walls came tumbling down. Yeah, he was in Jericho. So the Jews did not. The Jews weren't there when the walls came tumbling down. It was history. They didn't make the walls come tumbling down. It's history. So when the Exodus happened, so that means the walls of Jericho wasn't part of the Exodus. It happened before the Exodus in the history book. And when Noah or Moses on the mountain, as Yahshua, or no, Yahweh. Yeah. The reason why I get them to say they're not related in any way. They're not related in any way. But let's say Yah. Okay, let's go. Yahweh told him, Yahweh, yeah, you're extraterrestrial. Not Yahweh, you're God. God means extraterrestrial. How did I don't know how many gods became one? Because of Satan. Satan. I am the Lord thy God describes Satan. Right now, I don't want to get into the dead. The dead. I already said spirit Nazis in the very beginning. But I don't really want to tell you anything about the dead. I'm going to try to keep it in the living. With the Torah, rediscovering, thing. Okay, so now we have a Torah. Now we are hands on top of the mountain. And he brings down the 10 Commandments. And he brings down, okay, after the 10 Commandments, see, I am the Lord, I am Yahshua, you're extraterrestrial. That should be now and that saying. That should be really saying. And then he said everything in the Bible, everything. When you see the word God in this thing, you say, I am the Lord thy. In the Wikipedia, it will tell you everything you want to know. So you say, but when you see the word God, and why did the word God was chosen by King James, who was manipulated by Satan? Once upon a time, there was a thing, hot stuff back in the 50s, the 50s, 40s thing. Hot stuff was a devil. Back in the 60s, a devil. People say, a devil made me do it. A devil made me do it. Do anybody uses that line anymore? Does anybody uses that line anymore? The devil made me do it. Why? They don't use that use that line anymore? Because a devil is making them do it. That's why I don't use that line anymore. Devils and demons. I have a web page at, I don't know, Tumble. It's ZYBROID at Tumble. I do have one at Twitter. Solar Edward. Solar. SOULER. Edward. And when it comes to Yahweh, Yahshua. Yahshua died on the cross. Yahshua died on the cross. Then who is this Jesus Christ? Praying to Jesus Christ instead of Yahshua. See, Yahshua died on the cross. Using this word, calling Yahshua Jesus Christ, is just saying, hey, it's just like somebody coming behind you saying, hey asshole, and they find out he's talking to you. That's how Yahshua thinks about the word. So when you pray to Yahshua, you're praying to what? Jesus Christ? when there was never such a being. There was no such being named Jesus Christ. Right now, I got mixed up in things, so everything is saying. If anything happens, like I say, anything that happens, if there's any interruptions in this thing, it proves beyond it. It proves what I'm trying to talk about. Spirit Nazis. Spirit Nazis are here all over the place. Right now, I'm so. They want to